Hello, D&Ders, RPGers, Game Masters, and such. Today I'm going to explain something that's kind of interesting. All right. So before I do this comparison, I explain how I got here because it's really fascinating. First of all, I work at a high school that was weeding out books. And there was a book I saw, I kind of picked it up, and it was this one, The Crystal Shard by R.A. Salvatore, and I kind of got it. And I was hoping my son and I would read the thing out loud because he says he doesn't like the way he reads, and we're going to work on it and read out loud and feel better about oratory skills, I guess you might say, right? I got into the first chapter, and then he's kind of like, I hate this. But after I read the first chapter, I was like really interested in the book, and I eventually read a book. I'm not really someone who reads books. I know it's kind of hard to believe. I have a PhD like in molecular biology. I read a lot of physics books, chemistry books. I do a lot of stuff online. I'm just not someone to read books, fantasy books. I'll read the hell out of a textbook. I enjoy that. But I'm not one to read this. I always say, like, why does anybody do this? Doesn't make any sense. Why not just play games instead? But oh my God, I got totally into this book. And I got the second book. Now I'm in halfway into the third book. And it's like really, really a whole lot of fun. So the character, obviously, that I'm going to focus on is this guy in the center. And his name's Drizzt, right? So he's an interesting character. He's a ranger, right? So just kind of looking at, this is in the player's handbook on page 17. Here's Drizzt Diodura, I guess how you say his name. And Mike was like, he's really wanting to DM 5e. I want to do 5e, I want to do 5e, I want to do 5e. And you could watch the Derek Overhill adventures that I decided I was going to do. And what was funny was I kind of liked the character. I like what he does. So I was going to actually make a build like him, but not him. And the reason why is because that's so cliche. So I made him a half-orc character. It's at the end of this video. If you want to click one of the links and watch one of those things, you can. We play it wrong in some ways, but we had fun. It was short story long. It's going to build him, and he's a ranger. So I had to go into, he wanted to do 5e. I really do want to do Swords of Wizardry, but Mike, let's do 5e. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what the 5e build was to kind of make him. Okay, so the ranger class itself is, some people say it's kind of nerfed a little bit. It's not as good or squishy or whatever. But I'm going to show you how I built him and made him half orc, which doesn't make any sense. But instead of, drow or whatever, but just go with it. So all this stuff is pretty much standard, right? But when it comes down to, he picked a favorite enemy, and he Mike says, well, I picked orc and goblin, right? So it was just me by myself doing the thing, so I was fine with him. We played this wrong. You only have advantage on wisdom survival checks to track him. Mike played, I had advantage on every attack, which is wrong because I just mowed through enemies, which is kind of weird. We didn't read it right, but hey, we're learning how to play the game. It's what happens, okay? But we come down here, we pick the fighting style, second level. I picked 2-weapon fighting, so I get to hit twice. I get to add my bonus ability modifier to the damage of the second attack, because that's kind of what he is. He has 2 scimitars and he goes crazy. That's Drizzt. And so kind of wanted to do that, except I'm going to use a hand axe. And actually I used a battle axe and a longsword or warhammer, and it was kind of like not exactly right either, because they're supposed to be light weapons, but we used I was using a heavier weapon. So it's going to be fixed when I do this little comparison thing. All right. So anyways, you come down into this part. He gets this primal awareness and extra attack. Only when you get to 5th level, you get to attack twice, okay? But what happened was you get to pick an archetype at 3rd level. So I picked one. I picked the hunter because he doesn't really do Beastmaster in the book. I picked hunter, and I picked horde breaker because he always seems to be fighting against maximum odds, okay? So in the horde breaker, you get to make an extra attack if you have another enemy within 5 feet of the one that you already hit, okay? So this is kind of the build I made for this character, right? Then, after we kind of played it, this undying curiosity is a Swords of Wizardry character. How would it compare to this build with all this extra crap going on, right? Because that's really kind of what I want to figure out. And a lot of people are interested in 5e compared to an OSR game. So I picked Swords of Wizardry as my game of choice. So now we're back to this, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up, and we can look at our 5e build. And remember, he's got these 2 advantages here, which are kind of crazy. One of them's 2-weapon fighting, okay? Engaged in 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage. And I'll show you what that looks like for those that don't play 5e, right? And the second thing, he has this thing called the Horde Breaker. On his turns, if he has another enemy within 5 feet, he gets to make another attack, okay? another attack with the same weapon against a different creature within 5 feet. So hopefully I don't goof that up because it is confusing, all right? But the character itself in 5e was kind of like this. And I changed him to human. I think I played half orc. Yeah, I did play half orc when I played it with him. So I got a hand axe. I got a short sword. This does 1d6 plus 4. This does 1d6 plus 4. And they get plus 5 on their attacks. And he also has a bow. We're not going to be using bows in this. We're just going to go hand to hand with these things, right? And so that's kind of the build. They got all this other stuff that we're not going to really use, but I'm just letting you know. His armor class is going to be 16, right? He does not get to use his dexterity. Hit points are 27, right? So that's what he's got going on, right? So the big thing is it attack? I mean, a 2-hit attack with melee is plus 5, except he gets to make 2 attacks, which is kind of crazy, right? And then we're going to actually have this situation where we're just going to round out the hit points. 1d6 plus 4 is 10 divided by 2, so we're going to make them 5 for each one. That's what we're going to do, okay? So let's kind of let you know where I'm going with this. Let's think of the OSR look, all right? The OSR look, of course, this is Swords and Wizardry. He's got 25 hit points because he gets an extra d8 in the beginning, right? With all his modifiers and all his stuff going on, he gets a plus 3 to melee. He gets plus 1 for his level. He's 3rd level, plus 1 for his strength, and plus 1 because he's using 2 weapon fighting. So he gets a bonus towards the attack. That's plus 3. When you reshake it out, it's not much different when you really think about it. His damage will be 1d8 plus a sword plus 1 for his strength. That's all he's going to get. And for his total attack, when he's usually fighting against a goblinoid, he gets plus 4 because that's the bonus you get as a ranger. So keep that in mind. We're fighting goblins, so that's going to work out. We don't have to worry about the bow thing, but the same thing, he gets a bonus when he's fighting against those guys. All right, so we're going to take a look and see what this looks like when we splay it out against each other. As a comparison chart. It's the best way to look at this, okay? So kind of letting you know, we don't really have to refer back to this thing because you're going to see it in detail over here. We're also going to look at their adversaries because that's going to tell us a lot, right? So look at this. Swords and Wizardry, 25 hit points, 5e, 27 hit points. Okay, so what I did was just do the max hit points and times it by 0.7. That's what I've been doing because, you know, some rolls are bad, whatever. It was, so basically not very different here. As far as armor class, he gets, it's chainmail, so it's 14 plus 1 with his dex gives him a 15. This is straight 16 for the, he doesn't get a dexterity bonus, okay? His melee to hits plus 3, where his is plus 5. He gets a damage of 6 hit points based on what he's able to do. Because he's going to have a bonus. And what happens, like with this guy's melee damage is 5 hit points, but he's going to get 2 attacks with that. Okay. So that's going to be a little strange, right? This is actually what? It's 1d8 plus 5 or some crazy thing. And then he's going to, no, it's 1d8 plus 4 is 12. Half of that's 6. Where his is 1d6 plus 4 is 10, but taking half of that's 5. But he gets to make 2 attacks. So he's at a big advantage here, right? So I showed down here the math behind how they get the hit points they got, all right? So I'll refer back to this. This is our golden table for playing this game, all right? And let's take a look at our monsters, right? The goblins in 5e, they look kind of weird, but that's cool, right? They got 7 hit points, armor class of 15. They got dark vision. All right, so they can disengage or hide action on a bonus action on each of his turn, right? So disengage is like a weird thing. So basically they can pull back. Where's my book? I can't find anything anymore. So disengage is an ability where you can make it a little, I don't even remember what disengage is. Pull back without getting hit. I think that's what it is. This is why I hate 5e. Now I gotta look this up for a second. Now I forgot what it was because Mike was doing this part. So it's been a while. Disengage action. See under action. Nice. By the time they wrote that, they could have told you what it was, right? Does that make sense? Action. To disengage. 192. All right. Let's look forever and find out what it says. It's probably not going to say anything worthwhile. So it's almost like, why even put this in a book? I don't know. I'm kvetching. I'm sorry. I apologize. 192. To disengage means your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks for the rest of the turn. So basically, he gets to move, but they only can make an attack. So he gets attack and run away. That's what it really means. Okay. So you attack, you run away, and the other one's to hide. If you hide, you make a dexterity stealth check and attempt to hide following the rules check or something for hiding. So I don't understand how you can hide if it's going to be just out in the open. So they can hit and then run. Oh no. Oh, well, that's going to suck. Well, because you get to run 30 feet. Okay, well, Mike didn't play this right. I'm going to show you how to kill a ranger. It's going to suck because they're all going to hit and run back. Then he has to oh no, I didn't expect this to happen. Oh no, I'm going to change my game plan. I'm fighting this. This is going to be horrible. All right, let's look at the goblin SW. That's like really small. Look at that. Okay, so it's 1d6 hit points and at a weapon, and he fights badly in the daylight. -1 to attack in full sunlight. Okay, so I don't think there was a minus to his attack in full sunlight for this guy. Let's see. So I don't think so. Dark vision. It doesn't really say it, so I don't know. But and we're not going to play it like that. We're going to pretend it's at the woods. It's totally at night. Maybe, I don't know, dusk. Let's say it's dusk because I don't want to have to deal with the -1 because he's got a +1. This guy's got a +4. But oh my God, the whole way we're going to play this is going to be kind of strange. This should be quite easy or hard. I don't know. I'm trying to change the warfare tactic on this guy. Maybe we should both play it, but one, so you get to hit the move. Okay, well, all right, we could do it as a slugfest, but all right, so let's just set this thing up. First of all, this is our guy. This is one of them here. This is one here, okay? And we got 4 goblins that are going to come into attack, okay? So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if you want to be a mean dungeon master, let me tell you how you can do this, right? Since I know these guys can hit then run, I'd make these guys sit back 15 feet, run 15 feet, hit, then run back, not producing it. Then he's always 15 foot from him every time. And this guy would he'd have to run up to one of them and whack them. Would make it a horribly difficult battle. Okay. And here we usually play, you get 1 move, 1 action in OSR. So you move, you fight, but I think you're kind of like, or you're fighting, then you move. So this makes it a little different because you can split your move here. This is kind of going to make this weird, but I'm not going to deal with that because that'll come out all wrong. I'm just letting you know. Nimble hide. They can't really hide. I don't know. There's nobody out there. Let's say we're out in a field. Okay, let's just make this what it is. All right. Let's start off by doing what we do best. Roll for initiative. The party goes first. So boom, the goblins are going to hit first because that'll suck. All right, so we're going to do 4d20. These guys are hitting across the board. 4d20. All right, roll. Okay, 10. Now keep in mind, those guys, let's see what we got going on here. They get a +4 to their attack, and these guys get a +1 to their attack. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll down the dices. 10, 5, 19, 14. 10, 5. So we're going to write this 10, 5, 19, 14. And we're in round 1. So we're going to put round 1 over here. Okay. So +1 here. This is not going to hit. Okay. This is not going to hit. That will hit. And I believe that one's going to hit because it costs 15. So he's going to have 2 guys hit him. Right. And let's look at this guy over here. +4. That's a hit. That's not going to hit. Actually, no, that one doesn't hit. So he's going to get 2 hits. So this is how I kind of set it up. They're pretty much straightforward. It's going to be 10. Okay. So we just hit the damage like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's easier to do it this way. I don't have to kind of roll for these things. We could just do it straightforward. And his has 8 hit, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That's how that goes. So now this guy's going to make his attack, and this guy's going to make his attack. Now I'm going to roll 2d20. The first one is always going to go with the OSR. He gets 2. So we can figure out what's going on here, right? So I could clean this off because we don't need this now, right? We're still in round number 1. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. 2d20. Boom. 4 and a 7. I don't think either one of those guys are going to hit. 4 plus, what was it? Let's see, this size says 4 plus 5 is 9. 7 plus 5 is still not going to hit. Arm class is too high. Both these guys are going to miss. Wait a minute. They have an arm class at 13. So 7 plus 3 is 10. They do not hit. That's the end of round 1. Okay, so now we're going to go into round number 2. This is going to be rough. I have a feeling. Ooh, they get to go again, right? So we're going to go 4D20 on this. 4D20. These guys might not get a hit in. Oh, God. Miss. 11. 11 is going to hit. So 6, 9, 10, 11. So let's put that up there on the board. 6, 9, 10, and 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. This guy's armor class is what? 16. Oh, that's going to miss too. 11, 12. They're all going to miss. Okay. Well, that's good, right? So we're into round 2. That means my guys get to attack. All right. 2D20. Let's see how this works out. Okay. 19 is going to hit for both of them. All right. So let's adjudicate that. So we're going to start from number 1, work our way around. So his damage is automatically 6 hit points. So he's going to take out that number 1 completely out. 1. Okay, let's do that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to kill that guy. And he does what damage here? Automatically, he is going to do 5 hit points with the damage. Okay, but he's only made 1 of his attacks. So this guy's still up. Uh-oh. Now we got a problem, right? Because he's still getting 4 attacks. Now there's a big difference all of a sudden, right? Well, let's see who gets to go now. All right. 2D. Well, we got a 2D6, right? 4, 5. They get to make another attack. All right. Now this is where things they matter, right? So once more, we're going across the board. Okay. So he took out goblin number 1, right? Here. So they're going to apply 2, 3, 4, and he's got all of them. Oh, God. This is going to be rough. Okay. 5, 13, 9. He's going to miss 19. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. Well, that's fine. And what's his armor class? His armor class is 15, so that guy's not going to hit him either. So all these guys are going to miss. 5, 13, 9, 19. 5, 13, 9, 19. Now watch this guy. 4 plus 3 is 17, and he's got a 19. 2 guys are going to hit him. Right? 2 guys are going to hit him, and they're going to do 5 hit points of damage each one. So 10 hit points of damage on him. Wow. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Well, this is fascinating. Okay. Well, that's really interesting. Not what you would expect, right? Not what you would expect at all. Well, it's our turn. All right, let's go 2D20. Hopefully he makes up for it here. 11 and a 19. So that's good. So he's going to get 2 of these guys hit. So if we got 11 and a 19, right? 11 and a 19. Actually, we are in the 3rd round here. Should be marking that. So we have an 11 and a 19. So I plus 3 is 14. Definitely going to hit this guy. And both guys are definitely going to hit. So he does an automatic 6 hit points with the damage. He's going to strike 2 guys from the world. Boom. Oh no, that's right. He only gets 1 of these. Oops, sorry. Let's get this one back. He's just going to take out that first one. He doesn't get that second row. This guy's going to take him out, right? Definitely. Almost screwed. Oh, whatever. Okay, well, okay, never mind. He's going to finish this guy off. And 19. He's going to do 5 hit points of the damage on this guy. So he's going to take this all the way up to here. Okay, wow. Okay. All right, he still has 3. So we've cut 2 off. He's cut 1 gone. All right. All right. That is what it is. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Now, 2D6. Boom. They're going again. How many guys we have on the show? 3 guys, and the last dice is not going to work on OSR, man. So 3D20. This will be interesting, right? 3D20. Okay, let's hit roll. Boom. Wow. 9, 7, 6. I don't think any of those are going to hit for you guys. Oh, let's put this out here. 9, 7, and 6. 9, 7, 6. 9 plus 3 is 12, but the armor class is 13, so that's not going to matter. 9 plus 5 is 14. Armor class is 15. Wow. So that's gone. All right, I guess we're going to go into our next round of battle here because that did not work out. Hope I didn't miscount. When you're up here and you're close in the middle of it, sometimes it gets a little confusing. So, all right, that did not work. 2d6 to see who's going to go. God, they're going again. Wow, this is brutal. I think that was the last time. Maybe, I don't know. Let's say they got an extra hit in. I don't really. It's hard for me to decide what's going on here. Boom, 3d20, 15, 9, and 11. All right, let's figure that out, right? 15, 9, and 11. 15 is going to hit both of them, right? 4 hit points with the damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 9, not going to hit. How about this guy? An 11 plus 4 is 15. That's not hit. The first one's going to hit, doing 5 hit points with the damage. He's at 8. So it's going to drop him down to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, he's down to 3. Wow, this is not going how I thought it would go. Now it's my guy's turn to attack. All right. We're going to use 2d20, right? Okay, so let's do that. 2d20, and he only gets the first one, right? 2d20. Let's do this. 2d20, boom. 4, 16. Ah, he's going to kill one of the guys. Okay, now this is going to change that. That's going to definitely take him out. So he's got Goblin 2 out of the commission, right? Oh, they're even that up. OSR. All right, here we go, guys. 2d6. Hopefully, tie. 3, 4. Dang, they get to go again. Wow. So there's only 2 guys fighting in either case. So we're just going 2d20 to find out what happens here. The first one's definitely going to be a hit. Damn. Okay. All right. So both of them are going to get hit with that first one. 5, he's down. He's out. 5, he's out. He's going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now he gets to strike. We're going to see if he survives it. D20, come on. 19. All right, he took that guy out. Boom. This guy will not make it. And we know that already because why? 6 hit points, and he's only got 4. So now it's just a matter of who's going to hit first here, I guess, right? So let's see what happens. 2d6. Dang, he's hitting again. Wow, boom. 5, he misses. All right, now it's my Ranger's turn. 20. That's it. I took him out. Okay. So we have this guy being the victorious one. Wow, even with the double hit, you would think that these things are a little. I think it's 2 things. The armor class is a little higher, and they got a bigger plus to hit. All right, so not what I expected. I really thought the 5e guy was going to mow this thing. I might have goofed up a little bit and gave the goblins 2 turns in a row on accident or something like that. But otherwise, it seems like a pretty legit comparison. And it's really kind of hard to do this because you're just trying to figure a way to kind of equate it. I mean, obviously, he took out 4 goblins and he's only getting 1 roll. He's getting double rolls because he's doing double hits. I don't know. It is what it is. Well, hopefully you guys found this interesting. Okay, so I don't know. It depends on what kind of battle you want. Obviously, it's just not what I thought was going to happen. Interesting. I love experiments like this. All right. Well, cool. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this interesting. All right.